everybody, before I start the video, I just like to thank you guys for 25 subscribers. Alright, let's get to the video. Hi everyone, Rush Reviews here. I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike Global Offensive on my laptop lately. I've been doing pretty much everything on CSGO recently, from surfing, to playing normal competitive matches, to even making my own maps. Fun fact, Counter-Strike Global Offensive is the only game where it's appropriate to ask someone if you can buy their skin from them. I became really fond of this game and other Russians who like to scream mean words at me. So today I thought I'd look back on my first experience of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, back when I didn't have a computer of any kind. Jesus, that's more outdated than my Gangnam Style CD! Hi everyone, Rush Reviews here, and in this episode of Interesting Ports, we'll be going over Counter-Strike Global Offensive on the PlayStation 3. In March of 2010, Hidden Path Entertainment was porting Counter-Strike Source to video game consoles, when they saw the opportunity to turn this into a full game, and thus Counter-Strike Global Offensive was born. Valve has been porting their games to major video game consoles since the original Half-Life. Some of the games they ported are the Orange Box, which includes Portal, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, and Team Fortress 2. They also ported Portal 2, and of course, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Counter-Strike is known for its competitive gameplay and reliance on accuracy, and that didn't translate well to the PS3. The controls are completely mappable, but there's so many moves and etc. that there's no perfect way to map the buttons. The turning speed and acceleration, and the fact that the game runs at a smooth 5 frames per second, makes the chances of hitting someone lower than my attention span. It's also pretty much impossible to be hot. GameSpot's review pretty much sums it up. On the PlayStation 3, playing with the controller is very difficult because CSGO lacks the hand-holding auto-aim that console FPS games are generally used to. The player base on the console is so small that it took me a full 15 minutes to get into a public match, so I spent most of my time playing with bots. Since the controls are garbage, Valve made the bots on easy mode have a reaction time slower than my dead grandmother. Alright boys, it's time to blow this place to shreds. Boop, 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 boop. Put your hands up. Uh-oh, CTs. Are you gonna shoot me? I really need to buy a watch. Oh man, I missed. Let me try again. But the bots on hard can one-shot you with a USP from a mile away. Thankfully, CSGO has keyboard and mouse support, but I have a PS3 plugged into my television, so using a keyboard and mouse doesn't really work. The game also has PlayStation Move support, and if you'd like to play CSGO and be watched by the FBI at the same time, then this is the game for you. CSGO on the PS3 is also outdated as hell, and had maybe one update and patch to it. So that means that you have to deal with less than 10 maps and no workshop, no skins, dead servers, and hackers. Also, just to put more salt in the wound that is CSGO on the PS3, Sony never released this game on the PSN store in Russia or France. There goes 90% of the CSGO community. The main reason CSGO's PS3 port failed was because it couldn't do crossplay. CSGO on the PS3 even ran on Valve-owned servers, but there's no way that someone playing with a PS3 or Xbox 360 controller could go against someone using a keyboard and mouse. So Valve had to use their servers specifically for PS3 and Xbox. Not having crossplay means that if these ports don't do well enough, you have the option to just completely abandon the ports and stop updating them. And Counter-Strike Global Offensive is multiplayer-oriented. Games like Half-Life 2, Portal 2, Portal, and Half-Life succeeded on consoles because they were just a campaign and don't need updates, but CSGO is multiplayer-oriented. But since the PS3 doesn't support custom maps and modes via the Steam Workshop, the game gets boring really quickly. So that brings up the question, why did Valve even port these games to console? This is because Valve doesn't get any money from people buying PCs, so Valve can put it on all consoles for players who can't afford a PC, because it's just more money. I was going to try to review all the Valve games on the PlayStation 3, but I was going to buy the Orange Box and the price is way too expensive. Thanks for watching everyone, and always make sure to have a great day.
In position.